Maybe.
rip instruction pointer, you can control how the program operates. That's the whole purpose of that.
Like it's
So if you can control that, you can control where it
we could
lands.
take whatever we do
And you
here.
move forward.
Oh no. Oh no. Delete the server.
Anyways,
Delete.
I do have a challenge for you guys where I'll give you guys an offset hoodie for whoever can
Yo, we just got logged
actually
in.
get the flag.
Johnny,
It's
he
on.
just got logged in.
I'm saying, yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm almost ready.
Come on, man.
We're not even doing it, bro.
And then Python, everybody knows what Python is, I assume.
Which
God,
Python?
using Python.
Programming
Yeah.
language.
They're like the really big snakes.
Yeah. And then
Have you heard of
pwntools is a
Monty?
CTF framework,
Oh yeah, Monty.
an exploit development library that we use to make things easier.
For a launch, yeah, or both. Probably do
Find
that.
certain things or automate the exploit.
If you wanna be a
That I'll show you guys when I'm walking through the example I have, and then these are just commands that I've already ran basically. You can break anywhere, you can break on a memory address or you can break on a function name. NI is next instruction, SI is step into the instruction kind of thing, in case you hit another function and you wanna step into it.
I think you did that in class.
This is just common pwntools. This is what we look at, well, at least I use, I don't know about anybody else that does it. ELF,
The movie.
just Linux binary kind of thing. Process, we only use process when we're trying to do on the local machine. When we go to do it on a remote server, we wanna use remote. Cyclic, we can do patterns. We can create these patterns that we can see in the stack and everything, so we can kind of pinpoint where the program crashes.
That's
Cyclic
pretty
find, pattern matching.
I could not.
Interactive allows us to interact with the program once it executes, and GDB attach will, when we run it, it will attach a GDB session so we can also look at the stack at the same time.
Where's
That's
he
the
at?
document for pwntools. Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
So
So I'll give you like a really brief, easy overflow. I wish you guys could follow along, it might make things easier. Are we
They
good?
should have Callies under virtual machines.
But the one that me and Kenny made earlier?
Go to the
Should be.
IP address.
Awesome.
Yes, okay, leave it up. And then I can just exit.
Does everybody have a Kali machine spun up?
Yes, so I do. Virgin's a little special.
If I just got it, everyone should have
And then
it.
just really quick, we are using the online mic, so if you could try to keep the whispering down very minimal because it's harder for the online students to hear. So, thank you.
So on your Kali virtual machines, under documents, you'll have two folders. Offset example is the one I'm gonna walk through using pwntools. It's very simple. You don't even have to use pwntools to complete this one. The other one is so you guys can write your exploit for the challenge, so you can test it locally before you hit the server that I have spun up. Portal, kinda like a little CTF, I guess. So in the offset example, you'll find flag.txt. It's not, that's kind of the file we're going for. You don't have to worry about the SO files. Overflow is the one that we really wanna look at right this second. So basic steps, when I get a binary for binary exploitation, I see what it does, how I can fuzz it, manipulate it, whatever. So just by simply running it,
I got the flag. Oh, fuck.
it's telling me I need a argument, right? So
So change
up arrow and just put A.
Just type C.
So nothing. We can fuzz it, we can put a whole bunch of A's in there,
Don't press it.
which will work.
And then we just change directory.
And it's 120, 132, so
Scratch me, so C, D.
not enough.
I'm gonna change directories just for you, so choose the short documents. Press tab.
Simple fuzzing. There you go.
Should be in.
So see, that's just the sound, like
LS.
this one obviously has a certain area where we start overwriting and we get what our desired result.
So
We won't really run into challenges that much like this. So
we didn't change directory.
I think they're all that easy. Just
Change
overflow it a little bit,
whole
and it gives you the
directory, the
flag.
documents, and then inside documents it's offset.
So we're just gonna write like a really simple
PWD,
uh,
this is current working directory.
Python
Tell us exactly
solution
where we are.
that will give us let me backtrack. I need to show you
I thought it'd be that easy, just, it's already there. They already gave us number 4.
R is just short for run. The 3 arrows to it allows us to input a parameter or an yeah. So we're just gonna step through the instructions to see where our A's end up. I might be on the wrong register. We're looking for, what is it, 61 up here? I don't know if it's going to, that's awesome.
Did you select the file?
This is busted.
Cool. So B main just puts a break point there. We need to do start main maybe? I just do break. Bless your soul.
Well, that's busted, but
It's alright. Gaming.
I can give you how many A's to overflow, but I wanted to show it.
I believe you pass it in as like input to the program instead of passing it as a command line argument.
Genius. That is possible. Big Rep King?
Oh man.
He's probably so. How do you know how long that is?
Maybe that might not work.
Sure, you can do that.
You do R and then the
R and then
You should be
ooh, I'm learning right here.
help me with this user. Yeah, actually, it's very yeah, he is. He gets paid to go to school. Only real gamers do that.
Pretty sure that's
The epic
how we
gamers,
am.
Beacon Rep King.
How did I
Not
do
really.
this?
Because I got these popping set of jackets. Oh, I'm sorry. Good for you. Really. I never actually saw it. He's stepping through it to get all these. And he can tell you exactly what it is. That seems a little inefficient. He's trying to get the length of the buffer. Exactly. I think. He's going to be able to override a certain address, and then he can jump to wherever he wants in the program, so he can exploit that to get access to a file or get a shell or get something. Yeah, pretty much. It's an epic vulnerability. Hey, yeah, that'd be a problem. Yeah, that's why you don't want to jump. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly right. Yes. actually. Python's almost less secure. Actually, it's very powerful. Same issues. I think in the original like Python some issues. I'm just gonna wait. Keep talking about that. Let me see if I can do my own thing. I mean, I already have the flag. I mean, I don't know if you guys want. So if I do quit. This is the way I would do this. I do object. Dot. Is it not?
Not in the fields.
D for disassemble. I forgot what it's called. And it's slash D. Dump. Well, actually, you need M until I think.
This is a bad one.
I think it's quarter. Okay. Which file is it? It just says file name.
Authsec. Read the flag. It's already there.
So that's only running like an HTTP thing. Okay. This doesn't look interesting at all. Yeah, just straight up too long. There's a lot of X. What does X change to? It's just curious.
Swaps the two registers.
Wait, does it actually?
It's kind of like using X-ray twice.
Based?
It's really easy. Maybe like a byte or two. Swap. Very, very powerful. So I know there's a weird file name using like CDQ and stuff like that, but I couldn't figure it out.
That's what I was asking. I don't know. I would assume
Technical difficulty.
the chow intel one, maybe? Are you trying to disassemble it? Or are you trying to debug it? Okay. What is this chow.xintech one? So, there we go. This is a surface thing? I did,
My whole thing is busted.
we just catted it, which displays it. So you're doing object dump, which is gonna print the assembly for something. Yeah. That's okay, yeah. I don't think it'll do anything. Yeah, because it's not gonna recognize it as an executable. I don't think it's an executable. I just did cat chow x just to see what it was, you know?
What issue are you running
It's
into?
like a service thing.
My display is not working.
So the server is /chow/chow
Did this earlier.
sh. So I think the only way this is gonna work is you just add it to the end of it. Hold on. So if I tried to nmap something, I don't have to do all.
Help if I went back to 32-bit.
What port is it? 328.
Okay.
2.5?
Might be a little too much.
3.2.
3, 2, 5.
So this is kind of the challenge one because the other one's busted. That's awesome.
Okay, so there's a service for TCP on here. Now I'm gonna do my own tax on it. Okay, gamers? That's how I do it. No, the NSA thing's a thing.
So we're just gonna step through it. It will eventually ask us to input a string, and I can show you the kind of answer your question a little bit better.
Yeah, that's for like disassembly. So you can use object dump as well, but that gives you more options. I don't know. You can use ghydro.
Ghydro.
Doesn't
It's like this.
Is it installed? How do you spell it?
GHIDR.
Okay.
It will show you.
Here we go.
Source code for it.
Is there actually no things installed? Oh, they installed a lot of things.
Kind of missed it. Right there on 20. It says please enter your string, so now it's gonna ask. I'm so sorry, guys. I really had this working.
It's really my fault.
Yeah, it is ESP. You're sitting there like.
I don't know, it's just take this long to install Kedra, but it's only like.
Stage fright.
What's that for?
Next.
For what?
Next. Okay.
For what?
Richard, if you wanna stay over Christmas break, you have to pay.
It is stupid.
There you
I got it for free 'cause I used to work for it.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna install this, it's freaking.
So that's basically what I was trying to show you with the first one. But I inputted 80 A's, and as you can see, DB0, D0B0 is where we start. Where it starts filling the buffer with a whole bunch of A's. Obviously, this is not but by doing that, we can kind of, like I said, we can kind of control our returns and everything like that. Once we figure that out at the end. I really want to show you that one. It's not working right, so I'm just gonna. Yep. Not where I wanted. So just go back to the first one, I'm all over the place, but for the offset example,
Did you get
it's
it?
about 128
What's that?
from when I did it earlier.
Expected.
So just a simple script to basically give us our flag using pwntools. Insert.
You should be installed by default. Oh, you're using Windows, yeah. Types in sudo apt get in Windows command prompt. Broken.exe. That's cringe. That doesn't look super good. Alright.
I'm doing this, I'll just explain. So we're gonna import the library, pwntools library. We need to import sys because we're gonna pass an argument at the same time. And then we'll attach it to a process because it's a local. And then we'll do this interactive thing where we can see, it will attach and give us the flag that we want.
Just say you're not. Just don't fill it super. That's so cringe. Just don't, do you have to select one of the radio buttons?
We have to pass it bytes, can't just pass it a string. That's what the B means in Python, is bytes. It's about a 4, we wanna go a little bit over in this scenario,
Power overflow.
just to kinda exit cleanly.
The call. You got it. But there are about infinite of those.
Fair.
I'll run this over. I said import pwntools, sys is for arguments. The binary that we're targeting is overflow. Context.binary is kind of like setting up the environment and pointing it to that, not always will you use that. And the other one where I give you kind of a template for the challenge, we use ELF, which is the Linux side of
Oh,
things.
use Nano or something. Use whatever.
We're just writing a simple if statement, we're saying we need less than two arguments,
You probably want to title it.
even though I put 3 right there.
Control X. Alright, so do Nano and then
And then std out, process pty, I have a definition for that.
you can retitle it.
Because we get that one.
Leave hacking is.
It's a kernel level object to read and write data from, like a memory. We want a standard out, standard in,
Yeah, I know.
and then we create a variable, name it p, process, like I said, that's for local. We pass in the binary variable, and then the amount of bytes we wanna go into the program, write into it. Just giving it A is easy, B means binary, like I said. Just a quick way to pass basically 132 bytes in. We want a standard out, standard in, so we can exit cleanly. 1, 3, and then if I run it, hopefully it
It should probably be called like
Wow.
or something.
Oh.
What I call it again.
syntax error right there, of course. Programming 101. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash. I'm gonna upgrade it.
Let's use running.
Honestly,
Syntax
I'm
error
gonna
there.
work 'cause I'm
Oh
gonna
yay, I'm
I
just
think
full
I
of
might have
goals
to
today.
take something 'cause I don't think I'm gonna
I do wrong, you can do it.
I'm kinda scared.
Austin.xxx. I'm gonna make it.
Want to get rid of that?
This one right there,
Why would I want to stay?
yeah,
I wanna think of three.
okay there. So one thing I didn't really cover is where you see Arch, Relo, Stack, NX, PIE. Those are kind of like security things that people put into programs nowadays, I guess. NX means non-execution on the stack, I believe. Stack canaries are like this magic kind of thing that gets put onto the stack before the return. What's PIE? Yeah, I don't know that answer right now. But yeah, what'd you say?
Position independent.
Yeah, there we go. Not fun, but
I don't think we
as you can see, that one just gave us the flag, exited, sort of.
should use it.
It's
That's your elective, isn't it?
pretty much that.
Elective you want to take.
I know I left a lot of probably questions maybe, hopefully that I can answer. I went through that, didn't really explain, I guess. That one sucked. Any questions?
We see if we can go over like just the pwntools part of it again and just see how we use that.
pwntools is a big library. What part of it do you want?
I don't know, anything I guess.
GDP.
I'm just curious.
That sounds like a thing to Google in your own time, John.
Yeah, I know, but
Come on, John. You should do GDP.
GDP
Yeah.
again?
yo, I've definitely used that before.
Yeah, let's do GDP again.
I'm sorry, my bad. I saw a bunch of moves and stuff, and I've seen those in assembly class.
And it's
Yeah.
similar.
It's pretty based. Indubitably. Yeah, not exactly.
Is there something you want me to cover in GDB?
Just the commands that you use and what they do, what
Okay,
you're doing with them.
so the commands I used was B, that's just short for break. I'm gonna break on a function. You can break on a memory address. But yeah. So I broke on
No, Annabelle's over there.
Boom, but I'll break on main.
Annabelle's here, right?
Okay, so that just sets a breakpoint, so that's what allows me to run the program, so it will stop and it just won't exit all the way through. You kinda wanna set breakpoints so that way you can step through the program and jump to different spots as needed. So if you just run, that gives me that, and like I said, that's the beginning of main. You have your WSP, your call, your add, your prologue up above or whatever. And then from here, display that I used, that's Word. And then ESP. ESP is the register that I want to display what's inside that at that 60 is arbitrary, you can do 20, 40, however many you really wanna see.
What's to the top of the stack, doesn't it?
What else did I run? And then NI is just next instruction that allows you to step through each instruction.
I think you respond to emails too fast. Why would he?
Which is right there on code, so if I hit NI again, it will go to the add the next line down, which is 86cc, which is an add EBX, that number. So we can even peer into that if we really wanna know where the next address is. We can just do a print.
Yeah, they're
EBX,
do it for the stack.
EBX, what was that number? 19 something.
Little sus.
1934.
Pretty close to 1984. What was that? Yeah.
Oh, nope, wrong command. It's an EBX, I misinformed you. It's gonna add whatever's in EBX, that number, so nothing right now. Cool. The print, I only ever use it when I'm doing this on like EBP, so I can look at memory addresses when it's adding or subtracting and it's moving the stack up and down. I can look at where it's gonna jump to next in that area. Yeah, like this right here. That's what should be loaded into EAX at that point, I think it was.
Not for a long time, just kidding. I wanna work on code breakers too, so. John should be. You should email this guy. Dave. I've seen that. It's the same.
Yeah,
Just waiting for the
what
next
else did I
question.
run?
Answer.
There's a lot inside of here. What else did I run? C, you can continue, like I said, that's when you set multiple breakpoints, you can hit continue. So you hit main, you're like, yeah, I don't wanna be there. Set another breakpoint on, I think the other function was vuln. I can just hit C, and then that's the next breakpoint that it hit, it tells you right there. Breakpoint 2 in vuln,
Quite a bit, why?
and then I can just step through this with NI.
Do you have a pecan file?
SI I mentioned I didn't do. SI, if I would have set the break on vuln, I could have, when I hit the vuln break, I could have hit SI and stepped into the vuln function
I can choose.
and looked at how that was running on the stack as well.
It's fairly. They don't get rid of it. That's updated.
This is a very tough subject, sorry guys.
Switch, I think. Master and slave.
Well, at least for me, maybe not for everybody.
No, they're changing it. At least I thought they were in high school. Cause I was laughing at that.
Anything else you want me to go over with
Yeah,
that?
there's a mod.
I type in master and slave.
There's a mod.
You- Are you still like, I could clear it up a little bit, I know I'm not the best presenter, but I'll clear it up as much as I can for you.
But I feel like I'm too far.
So, we've done some, like, some Stack Overflow and stuff. What are some attacks you could use with this type
They
of
have to specify.
vulnerability?
If you could control, which normally depends on the security
Okay, just
setting of
download
it,
Wireshark from Wireshark.
you can
Or we're done.
either execute a
Actually,
shell,
it's by
like
this one
that's
company.
what, like
No, it's
there's some
Wireshark. Yeah.
more intermediate advanced topics like ret to libc,
Just do,
where you can
download.
execute a shell,
Make
get
sure you
access
Windows 64-bit,
on a high level onto the system.
and then wait for that.
You could read arbitrary files if you load them properly, that maybe they don't want you to without what else? Executing arbitrary code on there as well. Mainly a lot of times in CTF you'll either see read the flag or get the shell, read the flag, so shell coding basically.
Did you see this? Did you see
Anything
this?
else? You good? Did that answer your question?
So I think LS, and then watch this cat flag.
Anybody else? I don't like.
TXT. Oh, got 1.1. Oh, it's flat, sorry, flat.
So there's the most common ones I use
there we
to
go.
answer your pwntools question.
Let's go.
Johnny, pay attention.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
You
Let's go, alright.
So anything that more like pwntools is a huge lever.
I know what ELF is, yeah,
Okay, you know what elf is?
Great job.
that's about it.
We just did use
Well, you can read what they do right there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it tells
Okay, now that makes sense. So in like the solution.py that you had, that's where you're kind of calling some of these?
Yeah, that's a very basic one, 16 lines.
Oh, gotcha.
Underneath the offset, the actual challenge, if you go look at that one, I kinda gave you guys a template. Kinda just gotta fill it in.
Cool.
Which I'm more than happy to walk through
Oh, sounds good.
with.
You push the presentation again.
And what everything in there does. It's laid out a little bit differently than what I did for the first challenge.
Oh, gotcha. Sounds good.
So that's the challenge, that's the IP, that's the port, that's the flag format. I just want you to read it. Like I said, I'll help you guys with it. And that's just like a little bonus on finding offsets, pattern matching for overflows you could do. This is using pwntools, you can use Metasploit. Ruby has one, a bunch of different ones. We kind of build out payloads when we're doing like, not an official ROP, but kind of like a ROP chain. Everybody knows what ROP means, return oriented programming. It's kind of like assembly, you hit your return. Let's see, let me put this. So, this is the template I kind of gave you. It kind of pre-filled in a lot of it. I didn't know where everybody's at and how much Python or pwntools you understand. Yes.
Can you show the remote
Do my lead hack.
Target again.
Display console.
IP and port address?
Oh yes, absolutely. You good?
Thank you.
What's the R hosting? Is it like two?
Guys, in here, I have two variables, local, remote TCP, true, false, flip them around, depends on what you wanna do. I'll just go over and fill out some of this, no, don't wanna do that. So for local bin, you'll just fill in chow, cause that's the name of the binary. And then we just have a couple if elf if right here. In these ones, since we're gonna connect, we already created a variable. it's just gonna be local bin. The ELF is gonna be local bin as well. Now remote, this is where that IP comes in to it, because we wanna connect to the remote. I'll probably give you guys 75-80% of it. You just have to figure out the offsets. So then that little bonus thing I showed you, that's what I use to kind of figure out where the program crashes, everything like that. I'll run this, it won't go. You can comment some stuff out. Don't do that, don't do that. So that little offset that I showed you.
That's right. Send me awesome example. So here's the.
Why is that screen so small?
Do control shift. Hey, temporary effect. I override it just straight up because it's.
I'll let you play with that.
Getting the chicken. Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, did I not do what I thought? I'll let you play with that.
Jacob actually knows me.
Find the cyclic.
He's a genius. That's what I understand.
Another little thing, like I said, probably should do a dump of it, kind of look at the code there. It'll give you a little bit of
I've done.
hint in there where to go. Look at the functions. Give you a hint, you don't want to look for vuln. Other than that. One thing I didn't cover was log.info. That's kind of what you see gets printed out when it finds it. And then inside from here, oh, this can get commented. You just gotta find the offset that you need, how many A's you need to fill into the buffer, the offset, and fill in a couple little things, and you should be able to get the flag. It's my other tally box up.
Cool.
Yeah, there's the flag, but that's not what I want. I just want a working exploit. So it does work, I think. Not gonna do that. Is there any questions I can answer? It's kind of busted on some things. How many people think they can get the exploit?
How much time we got? I know Austin can do it. Austin's a smart guy.
I know Austin.
Beacon Rep King?
Yeah, the boy.
The boy?
Austin, you don't count though.
Austin helps me, I can do it.
Yeah, Austin.
Anybody partake in CTFs that have done these things before?
Heck yeah. You can program and exploit.
And do you guys do pwn challenges?
Or that, and not frequent.
You've worked with pwntools before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Austin, you count them.
Not regularly. Austin's the man.
So I'm gonna leave that server up for a few days.
Oh, nice.
I'll give it a shot. It's gonna die in a few hours. It won't stay up.
Which server?
What did I name that server?
Is it? I think
Probably
it's,
gonna die in, like,
OL dash.
a week.
Is it Ubuntu one?
Yeah, I forgot a name.
Will it die in a few hours?
Stay on it every hour, because it suspends in an hour.
Will it die in a few hours?
Oh.
Yeah, okay, let's go. So confusing, because both of the children are texting me right now. It do be like that sometimes.
How many people have taken assembly language up here already?
Oh, heck yeah, yeah. You know it.
We did this exact thing like
I-
last week.
Just
Well,
not
not
as
exact, but
Yeah.
We just had to read from a file.
Literally.
You guys have Kramer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Kramer's the boss, yo. Sorry, he is. I'm gonna tell him that I saw things I knew from assembly class.
I'll probably get a kick out
It's
of it.
possible.
He's probably
Not,
gonna
not.
He's gonna
Yeah.
be
Really
like,
the
why are you
way
so
a
incompetent,
for
John?
someone just to put me on Discord or something saying, here's the working solution.
Yeah, he's like, I saw moves and heads and stuff, like, I know what those mean.
Any other questions,
Companies,
comments, something you want me to say?
based in red pill.
No?
Dash on 32.
I forgot what that means, but yeah, it's just Intel framework or Intel syntax.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It looks weird if you don't put that on there.
Yes, it'll be up.
Intel boys.
A week? Alright. 1 week.
Cool. No more.
I do it for my mom.
Jacob got it. Use the good-based system and do it yourself and that's the one.
Be like, yo, we're like the most.
I think the Mac's okay. Like my final.
I succeeded in installing the
If that's what you guys do in assembly language, I'm
No,
so glad I'm not in
we
that
don't,
class.
no, we don't do anything like that. Was just actually, that was literally it.